Welcome back to Twilight Princess HD, and welcome back to Lake Hylia. We're going to be spending most of the time in this part here, because there's a bunch of stuff here that I want to take care of before we continue to the Gyarados Desert next time. Which luckily is connected directly to the lake.
It's an interesting desert, then. There's a desert, but there's this massive body of water right here, too.
Oh, it's so hot. I need a drink. Takes 5 steps back.
Tip, tap, tip, tap, tip, tap.
What? Okay.
At least he was using the scythe for its practical use. Cut the grass. It's just amusing that he climbs ladders so fast, but vines are a problem.
Yeah. The ladder is definite. The vines are abstract. Yeah, I need to do that again. There's no way I remember that one. If you have absolutely no idea, just rattle it up and down. If you get even a little bit close, it'll appear on the stanza. That's what we call a flourish.
I have no idea which song this is. I tried. That's why I was quiet for a bit. I was just trying to figure out Ocarina of Time. Splat.
That's so funny.
No fitting, he's out in the desert. Damn it.
Great work, Link. Or Harry.
And we're running out of time because sunlight's coming up. Now, you might have very briefly seen while we were getting that second Poe earlier. There is a chest in the water.
Oh, do the underwater dodge. Yeah.
W for water.
That sure looked like a W, alright.
And there is stuff under the water in the Lanayru Spring.
So any of our viewers, did any of you actually use the stamp thingy in this game and Wind Waker?
I know a lot of people used it in Mario 3D World, and it was very amusing. I don't know about the Zeldas, though. Because at least with 3D World, you saw a whole bunch of messages at the end of every level. I don't even know how you'd view the messages in these games.
My assumption is you just go on Miiverse. But then again, you were able to see stuff like that in Wind Waker through the bottles that you would find, the Tingle bottles.
Oh, right. And like another player would find them, like a message in a bottle?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, actually. And Miiverse was nifty.
Maybe there's like a Midna's Wacky Carnival 5 rupees that should be like a feature in the game somewhere.
I would go to that carnival. The fact that the torch was off screen and I didn't realize what you were doing there. It was so abrupt.
Always light the torches.
Well,
Oh, the cliff.
Oh, thank God.
I'm trying to aim for underneath it. There is a little alcove over here. I came here in the evening because there is a Poe here. But also, once we got the Poe, there is also a cavern. You can sort of tell it's going to be right there.
I was worried it was gonna be one of those games where if you like clip against a wall, you just let go of whatever you're holding.
yeah, me too.
What in the... Oh, it's the clams.
Oh, hey!
I somehow got both of them at the same time. Stabs are really effective for taking care of them.
About to change your name to Clam Harry. You're the slayer of clams. Which implied that you were previously the slayer of hams.
Just eats a lot of pork.
Nobody can make a meaner sandwich than Ham Harry.
Now nobody can make a meaner bisque. Did they expect me to fight them with arrows? What?
Ah, money. Good.
God, I want to eat a rupee.
Now, we haven't seen something that we need to see.
Ah.
Normally in Zelda games, when you attack Cuckoos, they send a hurricane of Cuckoos after you. In Twilight Princess, you possess them.
What?
It's brief. It's like for 10 seconds, max. I don't know why that's a thing. I don't know who came up with that, but it's special.
My cynical guess is because these are now grown-up graphics, it would be silly and stupid if you got attacked by Cuckoos.
It's much more reasonable to become one instead. Is there any practical use to doing that, like, at all?
If you're funny, you can turn it into amusing intros in the videos, but I couldn't be asked this time.
That takes me back.
There is at least one speedrun strategy, even if it doesn't... Why did I say strategy as a whole? There's one speedrun strat. Even if it's not really effective, there is one that involves becoming a chicken.
If not, there's some sort of glitch that like, oh yeah, the Cuckoo cutscene, it duplicates data and or helps you skip to the end credits.
I thought you were going to just call it the Cuckoo cut, which is the name of the strat.
I'm just amused that you were upset at yourself for using the correct word.
Because no one says speedrunning strategy. Like, that makes me sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, which I don't, but I don't want to sound like it.
Ew, he said the long version of the word strat.
It's Speedrun Stratocaster, Jacob.
Yeah, you don't know the speedrun stratosphere?
I only have a Gibson. And a Dean.
You pay attention to the Poe, he telecasters his attacks.
I want to see somebody on GDQ just talk like that. Just say all the words wrong. But then, like, set a world record.
Yeah, like he's a god at the game, but everything he says is completely wrong.
So today will be speedrunning Wind Waker turns on Gobble.
The thing is, Mario's the final boss. He says...
But there we saw, we got 20 Poe souls now, so I can go back to the man I can't remember, and we can get something from him. You might remember, we brought a volcanic rock here to Zora's domain. It is still here.
Didn't you ask me to remember that rock pattern over there? Like right under you?
Yeah, that was for bringing the rock to Zora's domain.
Okay.
I'm glad you remembered well after the fact.
Yeah, I know we made you remember like 6 things, and only one of them have come back.
But yeah, it's actually a good thing that you still remembered it, because we're technically not done with it.
Yay. I'm useful.
Yeah, Zora's pointing out there's something up with the rock. I think that's a cue to break it.
Oh.
Oh, it's moving.
Oh, it's moving.
Oh, it has eyes.
Hey, buddy.
Looks like it's got like a stiff lower lip, too. Don't. It's a living creature.
Well, not anymore. No, it's a Goron.
Oh, he's super dead. He can't swim.
Oh, thanks.
Hey.
Okay, if you had these, why didn't you... He died, never mind.
Yeah, he would have blown himself up.
I guess I just didn't care about his well-being.
I mean, you would have been dead, but you would have escaped. The mortal coil.
I mean, he bombs the rock, kills himself. If he survives, he's still drowning, so either way.
Yeah, what's his... How is he breathing?
He's a rock man. They don't care.
In Majora's Mask, that was a weakness. If Goron Link fell into a lake, it would just be an insta-kill.
I guess the implication is, when you're in the water, you're not getting back out.
Hey, you got some movement there.
I like how his eyes change color.
Ooh, that is a
Hey.
very powerful healing item. You use that, it completely refills your hearts, and it increases your attack strength.
Ooh, cool.
Until you take damage again, so it's not gonna last.
There's something aesthetic, like, very cool about crying purple tears. If I cried purple tears, I'd cry all the time.
I would think I'd have a medical issue if it was me.
Well, you're not me, so
I'm not.
leave me alone.
But this looks really cool.
This is a pretty useful item. This was added for the HD version to make it easier to find the ghosts. When you're in a region and you pull out the lantern, it will glow if there is a Poe there. I don't think it specifically helps you find them. Maybe it glows faster if you get closer to them, but it works whether it's daylight or nighttime. That can help you figure out if there is a Poe there, but it's the middle of the day, so you don't really need to wait for night to find the Poe. You just need to wait for night to take the Poe. But a good long while ago, I opened up this cavern. We're going to actually go in there after I sniff around in here. Oh god.
Yeah, hang on, time out. Okay.
Did I kill him?
I think he just went underwater.
I just pokes him.
Oh.
Trying to switch to the arrows.
Oh, the Wii U gamepad. How ye be a blessing and a curse. The little map in the bottom left corner makes this area look like a golf course. I chose a great time to say it because it's not on the screen right now. There it is.
Kinda, yeah.
I just noticed the hive.
Yeah, I just heard it. Let's actually go into that cavern. It's a long one. I think it's actually going to be the entire rest of the video.
Oh boy.
So it's a dark cavern. It's basically a maze. It's kind of like the one in Farron Woods, but it's a little bit more involved. We don't have to light all the torches, it just makes it easier to get around. But we've got a bunch of rocks in the way. We go down a path, we'll come across another fork in the road with more rocks in the way, etc. And we need to find our way to the actual end of the maze, at the end of which will be a heart piece. The game is okay at keeping you stocked on arrows and bombs, and there are a couple of lantern oil refill stations along the way too. So if you're quick and efficient, you might be able to get through all of this without having to leave and refill your equipment. So look, there's the yellow chew.
Whoa! Wow.
Why are they hard to hit?
I don't know. I don't know how you're missing.
I think you specifically have to target them, otherwise it's just like, no, too low to the ground. Arrows, especially bomb arrows, are your best friend in this cavern. Didn't mean to do that.
In case there was another secret.
I do not feel like wading into this pool.
Such a good feature.
The unfortunate thing about this cave is if you die or anything, the enemies do respawn.
Oh.
And there are also a couple of Poes in this cavern.
A bit of an arm exercise, now we light it.
You'll notice when I break the rocks, I pause for a second. That's because sometimes there will be Tektites hidden behind them, and I want to be ready for them. Like those guys.
I liked how it looked like you aimed for a different Tektite, but it hit the other one anyway.
Another Beamos. Those guys are not even a worry anymore. Thankfully, as you go through this cavern, you'll notice the mini-map does open up. So you're able to keep track of where you've been.
Theoretically, you could probably get through most of it without any lantern oil either way, unless you need to solve a puzzle. I take it. Like so.
Yeah, like that. Theoretically, there are a couple of bottomless pits along the way, though.
Ah.
And that's just mean.
It's not theoretical then, they're actually just there.
Thankfully, it seems like the chews have as much trouble hitting you as you have hitting them.
Yeah.
So is there a difference between a chew and a choo-choo?
The name.
Got it.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't always stay consistent with it.
Does it like alternate? Because I know they're in Breath of the Wild, they're choo-choos.
I don't know. I just whatever they're feeling like at the time.
It's a chew kind of day.
Do you think it might be a localization thing? Like sometimes they just call them choo-choos and sometimes they don't? Or is it just like that in the original as well?
I don't know.
They're just a bunch of gloopy boys.
They're slimes. Calling them slimes would be boring.
That's not a bat, that's a keys!
Oh, no.
Oh. Okay, get back up there, thank you.
Nice shot.
Not what I meant to do.
It was a little low.
Speaking of keys,
They're gone. Moving on.
Wait, there was...
I'm not sure if this is a particularly liked dungeon, but its layout and the way that the map is kind of building as you explore, it's making me really hanker for like a randomized Zelda dungeon. There's some game that does that, right? And to some extent? Or am I making that up?
like dungeon crawlers?
Yeah. Well, maybe not. I'm talking like specifically a Zelda game that has like some kind of randomized dungeon element.
I don't remember. People have made plenty of mod randomizers for Zeldas, including Twilight
Right.
Princess. I think the Twilight Princess one is still in early stages.
Right. Now, the randomizer mods for classic games tend to confuse me a bit, because, I mean, like, for Super Metroid, all it does is randomize the locations of the items, which, you know, it adds its own challenge, but when I think of randomizer, I think of Pokemon, which randomizes the Pokemon. I don't know where I'm going with that.
The Pokemon are the items, sort of.
Yeah, you're right. I realized that as soon as I stopped talking. I'm like, what is my point? Yeah,
Asserting dominance.
I did it.
That's Ham Harry's version of a haka. He doesn't do a dance, he clangs a torch. God damn it.
I mean, it wasn't a waste, though. It was more like a happy accident.
Well, that was an unhappy accident.
Bombs still work on Dodongos.
Great.
Great!
Sorry, we're not at that game yet.
Great, yeah. After Twilight Princess.
I am so excited.
It looks like the slime's getting ready to jump right into the chest now.
Take me home!
Now I'll be the prize.
Oh, goddammit.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
wow.
It's a fucking family reunion.
And it was the last one they'd ever had.
And they knew this day would come.
What's the term for a collection of keys? An agony?
A ring.
Knowing Zelda, a kiss.
A kiss a keys. I was thinking like a keys ring.
This looks like a room where things go bad. I was right.
Oh no.
Back to the entrance.
Yep, that's what you get when you get kissed.
I wanna rock and roll all night.
I think this is the tunnel right before the end of the dungeon, too.
Aw, that's very sad. Quite a walk, too. Didn't seem to be many shortcuts. Or any, actually. It's a straight line.
But there we go. All right, we're still nowhere near that second line of hearts, though. But that's all the collection that I wanted to do before actually going to the next dungeon. So part 17, we will head to the Gyarados Desert. And luckily, Aru is already here at Lake Hylia, and he's going to help get us there.
Gerudo time.
The desert, at least the dungeon, is when things start getting really interesting.